Good evening to all pious yogis. I shall discuss a short discourse for you to do contemplation in your daily practice. Although this discourse was given by the Buddha to the forest monk, but it does apply to those who follow the path of Dharma. So the Buddha said, when a forest bhikkhu, or we can say anyone who follow the path Dharma, consider these 5 future perils is enough for one to dwell heedful, ardent, and resolute. In other words, there are these 5 serious dangers that will happen in the future. The condition in this situation is undesirable, not agreeable, and no one will wish that it would happen. So if one considers these 5 future perils or dangers seriously, then one would put forth effort to attain what is not yet attained, to achieve what is not yet achieved, to realize what is not yet realized. So one would put forth ardent effort to learn and practice the Dharma and to gain penetration into the Dharma. The Buddha always admonished his disciple to be ardent in the practice of Dharma. The word ardent means atapi. In other words, one who is possessing a kind of effort or energy. That effort, energy is so strong that it enables one to burn away the defilements. So if the effort is not strong enough, then one will be overpowered by defilements or kilesa. So the first contemplation about the future perils or danger is that one consider that I'm now young, a black hair young man or young lady, endowed with the blessing of youth. So one lives in the prime of life, but there will come a time when old age assails this body. So when one is overcome by old age, then it's not easy to attend to the Buddha's teachings. In other words, it's not easy to learn the Dharma either by listening or by reading, and even it's more difficult to practice the Dharma. Maybe the mind is not sharp at that time. So of course those who follow the forest tradition may not be easy to stay in the forest or in the jungle grove. So one should contemplate before that unwished for, undesirable, disagreeable conditions come upon me. Let me in advance arouse the energy to practice the Dharma. So in other words, before that happens to me, I should arouse the effort to practice the Dharma diligently, especially Satipatthana meditation, so that I could attain what's not yet been attained, or to achieve what's not yet been achieved, or to realize what is not yet being realized. So that when I'm in that condition, I will dwell at ease even though I'm old. You understand this contemplation, then you should strive to realize the Dharma diligently while you're still young. Then the second contemplation, which is also not desirable, the condition is not pleasant, is about sickness or illness. One reflects that I'm now seldom ill, or afflicted. I have a good digestion. There's neither too cool nor too hot, but moderate and suitable for striving. But there will come a time when illness assails this body. So when one is ill, overcome by illness, it's not easy to follow the Buddha's teaching or to practice the Dharma, especially Satipatthana meditation. So before this happened, that no one wished it to happen, but it happened. This condition, illness, is not desirable, not agreeable. So before this happened, I shall arouse energy to practice the Dharma, especially the Satipatthana meditation, so that I shall be able to attain what is not yet attained. I shall achieve what is not yet achieved. I shall realize what is yet to realize. So when I'm in that condition, I will dwell at ease even though I'm sick. So what's the cause of this sickness or illness? Sometimes some people like to think that sickness or illness are due to karma. Do you think it is solely due to the karma? So there was one occasion, there was this wanderer, Sivaka, went to approach the Buddha and said to the Buddha, he said to the Buddha, Master Gautama, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who hold such a doctrine and view as this. Whatever a person experiences, whether it be pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, all that is caused by what was done in the past. So what does Master Gautama say about this? So the Buddha replied that some feelings arise here originating from bowel disorders. So the word feelings here, Vedana, sometimes in general refers to painful feelings. Then the Buddha says, one can know for oneself, and that's considered to be true in the world. Then the Buddha says, those ascetics and Brahmins, those such a doctrine and view as this, whatever a person experiences, whether it be pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, all this caused by what was done in the past, it was caused by past karma. They overshoot what one knows by oneself, and they overshoot what's considered to be true in the world. So isn't it when you are not well, sick, so when you go to the doctors, you must be able to explain the cause, what happened. If you tell the doctors that this is due to my past karma, will the doctor understand? So that's why the Buddha said those ascetic and Brahmins overshoot what one knows by oneself and overshoot what's considered to be true in the world. So the Buddha said, that's why I say that this is wrong on the part of those ascetic and Brahmins. Then the Buddha explains further the cause of this Vedana. Some feelings means Vedana arise here, originating from flame disorders, some from wind disorders, some from imbalance of these three, some produced by the change of climates, some produced by careless behavior, some caused by assault, or assault means being attacked. Then Buddha only said some feelings of Vedana are produced due to the result of karma. So, in other words, karma is not the only condition, the only cause, sufficient cause for all feelings experienced by this present moment. So, this past karma can be ripening by these 7 causes. In other words, in this discourse, the Buddha explained 8 causes of a Vedana to arise. The first is bowel disorders, the second is phlegm disorders. The third is wind disorder. The fourth is imbalance of these three. The fifth is produced by change of climate. Number 6 is produced by careless behavior. Then number 7 is caused by assaults. Then finally, due to past karma. So you want to say that Vedana is due to the past karma. No one could understand because most of the people do not endow with the what called psychic to know the karma done in the past. So the first 7 causes are not really Vedana produced by karma. It can be only an indirect cause. So what explained here by the Buddha is from the viewpoint of worldly conventions, loka vohara, worldly convention. In other words, what the Buddha taught is about present condition. For example, if you do not take good care of your health and then you fall sick, then can you blame on the past karma? So the Buddha was talking about the present condition. So that's why the Buddha did not agree with the doctrine or the view of those ascetics. Similarly, when something happens, it's not really due to a cause. It could be due to few causes and so on. So that's why one should be put forth effort to practice the Dharma, especially Satipatthana meditation, while one is still healthy. Then the third contemplation, one reflects that the food is now plentiful, there has been a good harvest. So those monks have to rely on the alms round, collecting alms food. Then they will easily be supported by going alms round. But even those who do not renounce, if there is a poor harvest due to the weather, then it may also cause a lot of worries. In other words, when there's a famine, shortage of food because of poor harvest. So during the time of famine, people will migrate to places where food is plentiful. So when many people migrated to that place will be congested and crowded. So do you think at that place it's easy to learn to practice Dharma at that place when the place is so crowded, so congested? So that condition definitely is undesirable, not agreeable. So by this reflection, then one should arouse the effort to practice the Dharma diligently, especially Satipatthana meditation, in order to attain what is yet to attain, or to achieve what is yet to achieve, or to realize what is yet to realize. So that when one had to live in that condition, one shall dwell at ease, even in a famine. Then the fourth contemplation, one reflects that now the people are dwelling in concord harmoniously, or no dispute, no quarrel, no war, and so on. But there will come a time of peril, of turbulence. Turbulence means there could be war, disorders. Then people will also run for their life. Just like the World War II, people will run for their life to a place where there's a safety. So the living condition at that place is also congested, crowded. So it's not easy to attend to the teachings of the Buddha. So in other words, there's no peace of mind living in that unpleasant conditions. So by reflecting on this, one should arouse the effort to practice the Dharma, especially Satipatthana meditation diligently, so that one will attain what is yet to attain. To attain means to attain the stages of enlightenment, to achieve what's yet to achieve, to realize what's yet to realize. So that when that condition happens, one will dwell at ease even in that time of dangers. Then the fifth contemplation is that one reflects or contemplates thus. The Sangha is now dwelling at ease, in concord harmoniously, without disputes, with a single recitations. Here, with a single recitation means with one Dharma. The meaning is one Dharma. So there is no dispute in the teachings of the Buddha. But there will come a time when there will be a schism in the Sangha. So when there's a schism in the Sangha, then there's called disagreements in the teachings and so on. So when there's a schism in the Sangha, so it's also not easy to attend to the Buddha's teaching, in order to follow the teaching of Buddha and to practice the Dharma correctly. So when there's a disagreements in the teaching, those who have not yet attained any stages of enlightenment will be confused, which is the right path, which is the wrong path, and so on. So this condition, in other words, when there's schism in the Sangha, or there's a split in the Sangha, disagreements in the Dharma, so this condition is disagreeable, not desirable. It's not conducive to the practice of Dharma. So before this undesirable condition, disagreeable condition happening, I should arouse the effort in order to realize the Dharma, to realize what is not yet realized, or to achieve what is yet to achieve, or to attain what is yet to attain. So that when I'm in that condition, I will dwell at ease, even though there's a schism in the Sangha, there's disagreement in the teaching of one Dharma. So this contemplation, in accordance with this correction of Dharma by Asoka, King Asoka, that not only those who have renounced the world should contemplate on it, those who are lay practitioners should also contemplate it frequently. So if one contemplates on these 5 futures threatening dangers, then it could help one to sustain the effort to practice the Dharma, especially Satipatthana meditation continuously. So it is important to continue your practice at home or at any place. So one can't say that I have enough. So this is not a course where at the end of the course you can sign off. So it's important to continue your practice so that you can sustain your mindfulness. Even though you could not practice intensively, you keep on practicing even 1 or 2 hours a day, or as much as you can. Then when you go back to the next retreats, you shall settle down very soon. When you are not doing any formal practice, for example, walking and sitting meditation outside the retreats, you still have to be mindful of the mental states, especially unwholesome mental states and emotional mental states. In other words, when you practice walking meditation, sitting meditation at home or at other places, then you may practice walking and sitting meditation like the way that you are doing in the retreats. But when one practices walking meditation at home, sometimes they may not be able to slow down like the way in the retreats. This is because most of us might have to move or walk rapidly, or some have to live a fast pace of life. Then it's difficult to slow down too much while practicing at home. So from the fast pace of walking, you suddenly slow down, change the pace of walking to a very slow pace. That will need a lot of mental effort, intentional effort to control the movements. So meditators have to learn from their experience and practice in accordance with the condition of their life. In other words, they slow down the pace of walking, yet they feel quite comfortable, and the mindfulness could follow the movements quite well. So besides practicing walking and sitting meditation, it's difficult to mindful of the actions or movements in details. It's because it's not practical to slow down. So meditators can do their work or house chore normally like before. So they may learn to practice general awareness without noting or labeling. But be mindful of the mental state, especially unwholesome mental states and emotion mental states is very important. If meditators are able to mindful of unwholesome mental states, mental states arising in their daily life, outside the retreats, they can maintain the purity of the mind to the certain extent. But when we want to practice mindfulness in our daily life, we also have to consider the time and the place. So the commentary to the Mahasatipatthana Sutta explains about 4 kinds of clear comprehension. The first is a clear comprehension of what's beneficial. When you wish to practice mindfulness, definitely you know there's benefit in the practice. But the commentaries say that one should not do it immediately. One should consider the time and the place, whether or not the time and the place are suitable to do the practice. So when the condition is suitable for the practice, then one begins to be mindful of one's own mind and body processes as they really occur. So if one could mindful of any phenomenon well at that time, they may also gain some insight knowledge or experience. Then in your daily practice, you should also spend some time to practice loving kindness and so on, especially when the world is facing this virus pandemic at this moment. So you develop the thoughts of loving kindness not only for yourself, family members, friends, relatives, and so on. You also develop the thoughts of loving kindness to those who are healthy. You'll be staying healthy, strong always. For those who are not well, infected by virus, or you wish them that they will regaining their good health soon or have a speedy recovery. For those medical personnel who are giving treatments to the patient, be healthy, be free from the danger of infections, and so on. So it's important to develop these thoughts of loving kindness and compassion at this moment. Then this practice of loving kindness and compassion also could be supportive, a supportive condition to the practice of insight through this Satipatthana meditation. So you should continue to practice as much as possible so that you could sustain your strength of mindfulness and the experience of meditation. So I wish all meditators are endowed with this ardent effort that's so strong that can burn away the mental defilements so that you can realize the truth, purify your mind from defilements, and live in peace and happiness.
สาธุ สาธุ สาธุ